Are you experiencing pain, numbness, or tingling into your hands and fingers and you think you have carpal tunnel syndrome? Odds are you don't have a wrist problem at all. Chances are it's actually coming from your neck. We can test for this really quickly. We can do what's called Phelan's orthopedic test, where we're going to press our hands together really tight, just like this, with our wrists bent. We're going to do this for about 30 or 40 seconds. Now, if you've got carpal tunnel syndrome, you're going to actually recreate that numbness, pain, and tingling, or exacerbate it into your hand, especially these two fingers, okay? We can also do a reverse Phelan's, which is basically the same thing, just upside down, all right? And we're looking for the exact same symptoms. Now, if you're doing both of these tests and they're both coming out negative, you don't have carpal tunnel syndrome. You've got one of two things or a combination of both, being a radiculopathy or what's called scalene entrapment, okay? Let me explain both of those for you. Radiculopathy comes from when one of these lower discs in the neck here gets irritated and starts to bulge and puts pressure on the actual spinal cord, okay? And then because the nerves that go into your arm branch off that spinal cord, you'll actually feel that irritation into your hand, arm, wrist, or fingers, okay? The other one being scalene entrapment. That's a set of muscles on the front of the neck here, all right? And when they get overstretched or tightened too much, it entraps the nerve in there. That also is part of the brachial plexus, and you can feel that irritation down in your hand, wrist, and fingers, okay? So, no matter where you are getting these symptoms from, whether it be carpal tunnel syndrome, scalene entrapment, radiculopathy, typically, the most underlying cause, the origin of these issues, lies at the very top of the neck in a little bitty vertebra called atlas, okay? Now your atlas vertebra is a 2-ounce bone that your 10 to 12 pound head sits on, okay? And its job is to balance the head your whole life. Now, sometimes due to slips, falls, car accidents, blunt traumas, all right, sports injuries and these types of things, that first vertebra can get lodged out of place. And when it does, it puts pressure on the brainstem. This, in turn, leads to postural muscle distortion down below, so your head will drop to a tilt, your shoulder will drop on one side, a hip will raise up on another, and now we have this imbalance in the lower neck, and we're getting more pressure on one side than the other. That will irritate the disc we were talking about, bulge it out, put the pressure on the nerve, and you're going to feel that in your hand, okay? So that is the radiculopathy. Now, the scalene entrapment, the same thing. This vertebra lodges out of place. It's going to engage those scalene muscles that I was talking about, and it's going to send your head into a forward head posture. You're going to see that head start going out further and further like this, overstretching these muscles, trapping that nerve in there, and we're going to feel it in our hands and fingers. So if you are in the Atlanta area and you're looking for a free consultation, just contact us here at Kindspine. If you are not in the Atlanta area, go to uccnearme.com. There's a great directory of upper cervical chiropractors, hopefully one near you.